Hello and welcome back to another one of the 𝘽𝙚𝙤𝙤 videos on Conan. And on this video we'll jump straight into what's the hardest thralls for the overall game, including the armor and weapons. So if we jump straight into it, basically for the armor you want to go and do the dungeon called the Khalil's Stronghold. In there, at the end of it, you will get a tablet that learns you the Godbreaker armor set. It's the hardest set for an NPC to use. It has the maximum amount of armor value on that set, and it is worth going there to go to the end of it and learn that tablet. Also in there are the scraps that you need to create that outfit. Let's go and have a quick look at it. This is the outfit, the Godbreaker armor set. Backpacker Hendrik there is wearing it, and I've got a couple others. If you are lucky enough to go get yourself the correct armorer, then on your armor table you should hopefully have a bloke who does, or a bird who does, +2 to the armor value. This is necessary so that when you create your Godbreaker set, you get the maximum amount of armor value out of that set. Now, it does require these scraps up here, armor scraps, to make this set here, the Godbreaker set. It's definitely worth making. You can also learn to make some of the scraps through your alchemy, and obviously through sorcery. If you work on your sorceress blood, you can end up creating armor scraps over here for, as you can see, 100 hardened steel and the potent sorceress lifeblood. I've got videos on how to duplicate your lifeblood to make it easier. So that being said, a lot of people would say that the best weapon would be the momentum. Maces are generally the best because of the animation more than anything else. It keeps them in continuous fighting patterns. And what I'd recommend is actually not going with the momentum, but probably going with one of the other alternative legendaries that have extra stats on it. For instance, this dude over here is wearing our lovely Mistress Justice, which is one of the best that I find to use. And I'll use these all against the probably the hardest boss in the game, which is the what's he called? The champion in the same dungeon we just talked about. He's extremely hard. He can outrightly hit most people in a couple of hits. But a combination of your setup, once you've got Godbreaker armor on, and you've given them, I'd go with a standard setup of 2 Thralls. I'll show you that in a second. And give one a one-handed mace like this one, and give the other one, I've given this one Godbreaker, the Worldbreaker, sorry. And together, the animation, one's slightly slower and one's slightly faster, so the combination keeps them in perpetual motion, killing most bosses faster than 2 single-handed maces. On this, also, you're talking about Thralls. What is the best Thrall? A lot of people would say get the Berserker, which, to be fair, is one of the easiest ones to start off with. He comes from up here in the Mounds of the Dead. And there's a little pool. Let's zoom up a little bit. In this area, where you've got your portal totem about here, come out. If you follow the edge of this water, just on this little pool, is the Berserker. He's there. If you get rid of him and collect him or kill him, the same person will constantly respawn, so it makes it easy to collect. He has a high multiplier, plus some hidden stats that make him one of the hardest NPCs in the game to collect. But if you truly want the hardest NPCs in the game to collect, then you really want to get yourself all the way over here to the volcano. And killing people in here will reset a lot of them. And there's 3 different named fighters and 2 different named archers. The archers are very good, but the fighters I would recommend. They have a hidden stat multiplier, making them the hardest output NPCs in the game. For instance, I have 2 of them here, Spinnus the Marauder and Kistis the Flesh Terror. They don't specifically have the highest stats to do with some of your other NPCs, but when fighting, due to their hidden bonus, of 2.4, is it 2.5? I can't quite remember that, but it makes them overall fighting any boss as a pair harder and faster with more survivability than any other NPC in the game. So if you're slowly getting set up for the new Unreal 5 update, I recommend you get yourself to the volcano and look for some of these fighters and work on collecting them. They will be your best pair. Prior to that, let's go to my attributes. And as you can see, being on a PvE server, I find this is the best setup to have, because having this on authority, you can choose at the end War Party that will give you 2 NPCs to follow you, which is great for leveling a second NPC when you've already got one hard, or just generally taking 2 out to completely destroy the world. Expertise on the max with your Beast of Burden at the end makes it so you never have to worry about being overweight, so you can carry everything, my entire base, on me and still run and jump and everything without a worry. I definitely recommend this. Is the best setup that I've come across fighting everything in the world. These two seem to kill all bosses with survivability better than any other setup I've played around with. And as you can see, I have quite a few different types of NPCs set up in here. But if you really want to just push specific stats, including the giants there at level 20, which are rather nice at level 20, then I've also found that these two, the Bladesmith, 𝘽𝙚𝙬𝙚 the Norden, and John the Tinkerer the Smelter, if you train them up correctly, then you can end up with, like this one, a 75 on strength, making his output very, very high. These two are also extremely good as a pair. But generally, it's kind of, what are you farming? What are you after? If you've got most NPCs from any harder zones and you've trained them up to level 20, as long as they are killing without causing massive amounts of damage to the point where they're almost dying your NPCs with anything in the world, then you'll be fine. So you can go out with various different creatures and enjoy your time farming and killing. For instance, we've got the Queen round here, along with Conan, the Guardian of Hilo. She does an awful amount of extra multipliers towards damage and acid and that sort of thing. It's another good one to have, but obviously she's massive, so it's difficult to go in many places. Like most of your Thralls or your generalized NPCs that you want to use, there's 2 gorillas over there. The humanoids are generally harder at level 20 than the animals, but that still comes down to what is it you want to farm, what are you doing in the world, and you don't always have to take your hardest if you're not fighting the top world bosses in the world. You can afford to take multiple layouts of this. So I'm really hoping that this will give you a generalistic guide on your hardest NPCs and weapons. There's another tip. A lot of people would say transmog and put the love tap on top of the momentum. This is a bad idea. Due to the love tap's size and the momentum perk on that, it basically makes your NPCs miss the target quite frequently. So in a general fight, they end up doing less damage. Hence, what I'd recommend is exactly the same as what I said. Find yourself 2 fighters from the volcano. Give one, if you can, one of the best, for instance, the Worldbreaker 2-handed weapons, and you can always change the look, like I have here. And exactly the same for your cleanser there, the Mistress Justice, and the what's the other one called? The Executioner's Bane. I think we might have one in one of these boxes. Have a look here. Quake, no. Nordis, no. But we've got a few here. Oh, maybe it's in my other box, probably over here. We have too many stuff and too many boxes. I wonder if we've got one on someone else. Otherwise, I should have thought about this first. But there's another one which does execution, and execution will basically get an NPC down to the last 10%, and it will outright hit it and kill it. So that can be very good on bosses with big health balls, helping you finish them on faster. If you want to farm heavily, what I'd recommend also is taking your 2 NPCs, sticking them onto aggressive for your following behavior, and putting the attack distance and chase onto the maximum level. That allows you to get close to various creatures in the world without causing aggro, but your two NPCs will be able to instantly recognize that they're in their proximity, and they will go off and they will kill various stuff for you without you engaging. So it's a good way to farm and level up your characters. I really hope that this all helps you at least, because that's my only aim really, is just to give a little bit of help to the community. And if there's anything else you'd like to know, any other tips, tricks, just leave us a comment and we'll try to cover that in future videos. So for now, goodbye, have fun, Exiles, and we'll see you again hopefully in the next week or so with the new update with Unreal 5 coming on the 5th. Enjoy, guys. See you later.